Trips and dinners are not providing, and I don't consider them nothing from a man. I'm not really grateful for going for nice trips and dinners with men. I don't feel like they did something for me. He did it for himself. He wanted to go with a beautiful woman, so he went and he invited me. It's a gift for him that he can be in my presence. It's not a gift for me. What I value and appreciate in men when they are doing something for me that doesn't directly benefit them. Okay, it's nice to go on a nice trip and whatever, but truly when I consider him a provider, someone who adds value to my life, is when he's doing things for me that make my life easier, that help me, that make me glow, that make me happy, like a gift, taking care of my expenses, that kind of things. Men will take women for trips for themselves.
Oh, hell no.
Oh boy, fam, is it just this gorilla, or did we just witness a young ditzy queen ODing on copium just now? I mean, hold up a second, let me get this straight. You're saying that you're not grateful to a guy who takes you out on extravagant vacations and trips because he's doing it for himself and he's just blessed by the heavens and the earths and the entire universe for your presence to be there with him? Honey, you're nothing more than arm candy, to be honest with you. And your logic of like, I would appreciate something else of him taking care of me. I mean, I'm gonna call BS right there. Wanna know why? Because he could just say, okay, we're not going anywhere. We're just gonna hang out at my place. Don't worry about food. I already did grocery shopping. Don't worry about electricity. I paid the bill. Rent's paid up. Gas is paid up. Water is paid up. That just made your life easier. So let's hang out at the couch and watch some TV. Oh, I'm pretty sure that you wouldn't be down for that. You were like, no, I'm a special girl. I need to be taken out, blah, blah, blah. Because all you're doing is staying here and paying all these bills for yourself, even though I'm also living here. And you're lucky that I'm here, so you need to continue to take me on trips and dinner and restaurants because I don't appreciate that stuff, but I still want it because you'll be lucky I'll be there. As the meme says, stop it. Stop it. Get some help. Before we move on, I want to bring attention that 70% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. Come on, fam. You've seen my logo on other channels, and you're already here. Please hit that subscribe button and support the channel. It really helps out. Moving on.
I remember like a Valentine's Day where the person I was dealing with was broke as hell. So no, he don't celebrate holidays. He don't make a big deal out of them. You with the wrong girl. So I had this dude on the side. He sent me flowers, a teddy bear, edible arrangement, just asked me to be his Valentine. So I said yes, of course. And when he seen it, he was like, who bought you that? Who did that for you? Oh, you didn't know I had to like that, did you? You didn't know your girl have motion. You didn't know that whatever you won't do, someone else will, right? Oh, okay. Don't let a holiday be the reason why your girl get took. But we had went out to eat or whatever. He had planned everything. All I had to do was get dressed and show up and have my hair done and my nails done and throw some makeup on if that was my choice, but I definitely did. So I'm posting everything or whatever, and the person I was with, he was feeling bad, like he felt like shit. So of course he went and got me some flowers, but them shits looked like he picked that shit off someone's fucking grave.
Yeah, but the hose.
Oh, what? It's too hard to get the hose.
Wow, there's so much to unpack here. I mean, this 304 is actually giving out a 304 story as if it's something to be proud of to post on TikTok. Okay, Queen, first of all, when you said, don't let a holiday be the reason for your girl to be took, you know that goes both ways, right? I mean, I'm sorry, you're not high value. So obviously the story you're talking about is a guy who's really low value. Because if you went on a date with someone else and you're posting this on Instagram or wherever else you're posting it on and rubbing it in your supposedly serious relationship's face, and then he decides instead of cutting it off with you to go simp to get more flowers? I mean, what can I say other than that's just 304ology right there and simpology mixed into one. But there's a reason I chose this video, because this is a good example to my viewers, especially my younger viewers, as to, hey, don't simp for these women. Don't be the guy who gets emasculated by a 304 like this. No, cut her loose. The question is, that other guy that planned everything and bought the stuff for her? What makes you think he wants to take you serious, honey? I mean, it's pretty ingenious on his part figuring, hey, you know what? All I gotta do is get this thought some flowers and take her out to dinner, and she'll bang me in the sheets just to mess with her a full-time simp. I mean, that's a layup right there. You're not gonna get completely took, sweetheart. You're gonna be pumped and dumped. Look at it this way. Why would any man take an unfaithful, big mouth girl like you serious? Well, if he likes his hogs to come with a little bit of slop, that's his choice, isn't it? Moving on.
Y'all don't kill me for this, but a lot of us really don't understand, why so many black men suffer from colorism. Because it is a sickness and it's definitely something that has nothing to do with black women, but allow me to explain. A lot of black children were raised in households with single black moms. And if you're raised in this type of household, then you know that mom had to act as the mother and the father. A mother is the first example you have for a woman. So when you're a black boy and you're raised by a single black mom, or your father is not in your life, then you're seeing this black mom be the father and the man of the house. So when your mother is disciplining you as a boy, and there's no man around, you're seeing that woman in a way that's not feminine. So a lot of black boys raised in these type of households had trouble seeing black women as feminine, as soft, or something to be attracted to in their early ages and teen ages as well. It's not an excuse, but it is.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
All right, Colleen, let me just say this. It was an interesting point of view that you said. I get where you're coming from, but this girl does not agree with you when you said it's not the black woman's fault. Let me explain the big point that you obviously missed, and I'm pretty sure the majority of black men will agree with what I'm about to say. It's not because their mothers are disciplining them, as in putting in the discipline, that makes them masculine, per se. I don't agree with that because even in a two-parent household, guess what? Moms discipline children as well, and they don't come off masculine. I'm sorry, Cohen, but a lady can also impose her discipline on her male children without losing any of her femininity. There are ways to do it. I mean, if we follow your logic, those men who raise daughters because they tell their daughters that they love them and they're caring and they show their daughters that fatherly emotion, did they lose their masculinity there and they're showing them they're feminine all the time? No. So your logic has a bunch of holes in it right there, honey. I'm pretty sure that these young black men can identify masculine traits in women because they've seen it, and they continue to see it. For as much as I would love to say that you're right, this girl has got to say, hey, you boss babe femme fatales have got to take accountability for your actions. If you act manly, you're going to be perceived as manly, not just by young black men, all men in general. Colleen, if you want to bring an end to the stereotype, start by looking in the mirror. Moving on.
It's about to get extremely real in here. I'm out here fishing, and it's kind of hot and kind of sticky. But I figure maybe sharing my experience will make somebody else realize they're not alone. I have only known two things in romantic relationships. The first one being love bombing, where in that first stage, they're just gung-ho, and they're doing all the sweet things, and they're being helpful around the house, and they're acting like they're the perfect partner, only for it to start dying off at about 2 to 3 months. And if you voice like, hey, where'd the effort go? Is everything okay? Suddenly you're the problem. And now those things are asking too much. The bar slowly lowers. And the second that you try to bring it up a notch, it's not okay. Over time, you just learn to keep your mouth shut. Or do everything yourself.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Sister, let me help you out here. So you're saying that the love bombing phase only lasts about 2 to 3 months and then it just goes down and you try to raise it back up, but you can't. Have you ever heard the term the honeymoon phase? Because that's exactly what you're describing right now. And that goes both ways because women do it and so do men. You're acting like because the honeymoon phase is coming to a close, this makes you the victim somehow. OMG, it's no longer there. So this gorilla has got a question. Was there anything of the honeymoon phase that you used to do that you stopped doing? I mean, men also notice when the honeymoon phase starts to end. I mean, they're no longer getting as many massages as they used to get. The welcome at the door when you come home from work is no longer there. The setting your things to the side, getting you ready for a shower is no longer there. This isn't a one-way street, honey. Seems to me like you're going for the gold in the Victim Olympics, but let's hear what else you got to complain about.
The other thing I've experienced is that asking for the bare minimum is asking for too much. In my marriage, asking for help with the dishes, like somehow they were default my job, was the biggest inconvenience in the whole world. Or tasks like laundry or picking up would go left undone for weeks if I didn't do it myself. I asked, I would get the response of, sure, I'll do it. 2 weeks would go by and it wouldn't be done. And then if I was upset by that, then it was my fault for not having reminded him. But if I reminded him, I was being a nag. So again, you just learn to keep your mouth shut. So now I've grown in my healing journey and realized what I deserve. And what I deserve is a partner who treats me as an equal and with respect. And I won't apologize for that or lower that bar because I've done that for too much of my life. I won't expect more from another person than I would expect out of myself. But I also won't tolerate less.
All right, so let's get this straight. You're saying that the worst part of your marriage is you asking for the bare minimum, and you define the bare minimum as doing laundry and doing the dishes. And because he didn't do these things, it's horrific. Question there, Queen. Who did the labor maintenance of the house? I mean, who cut the lawn? Who fixed things around the house? Who fixed the cars? It doesn't seem to me like you're the one who was doing it, because if you did do it, you would absolutely mention that right now. Again, you're going for that Golden Victim Olympics. And this crap about, oh, I deserve someone to treat me equally. Let me correct that for you there, honey. You deserve somebody to treat you equally when it's convenient to you. Doing the dishes, let's be equals here. Taking the trash, let's be equals here. Doing the laundry, let's be equals here. Hey, how about this? When one of the bathrooms gets clogged up with a bunch of crap and he grabs a plunger and he just passes it to you and say, hey, let's be equals here. Go over there and handle that bowl that's overflowing with feces. That's a man's job. I don't want that. Hey, it's 84 degrees outside and somebody has to go cut the lawn. The lawnmower's in the garage. Why don't you go cut it? No, that's your job. You see where I'm getting at here, princess? All I'm hearing is me, entitlement, equality under my own terms. You want real equality? Why don't you go and get a job as a garbage collector? Then you'll find out what true equality is all about. Moving on.
Let me tell y'all something. I say this with as much disrespect as possible. Like, we do not want you. Like, I promise you we don't want you. And as for the women, I don't want you as a friend. Like, you could respectfully stay where you are. I saw this TikTok of this lady crying, boohooing about how some man was in her comments and how these women were asking where her baby dad was. Is he involved? Is he not in the life? This is the problem with single moms and da-da-da-da-da. And this is why I'll never date a single mother. How can you put your life onto me? I don't deserve this. First of all, you don't need to know nothing about my life. Like, let's start with that. People in real life don't even bother asking me nothing about nothing. If you're not putting no money in my bank account, if you are not feeding my child, if you are not paying my rent, if you are not funding my life, then you have no business asking me nothing about nothing. I owe you no explanation whatsoever. And so, for all these single moms coming on the internet trying to explain yourself to these random weirdos.
All right, my entitled queen, let me say something. When you come out on these TikTok videos and you stand there like if you had this moral high ground saying, well, I don't owe anyone an explanation of nothing and I can't believe these men are asking me these things here. They're so wrong about doing it. Do you stop at any moment and just think about, wow, it's highly hypocritical of me making a video about my own life, my own issues, my own problems, putting it out on blast out there, and then getting upset when someone asks questions about something I put out there. I mean, if you're going to tell everybody, hey, I don't owe you an explanation, then why'd you start talking in the first place? You put your information out there, people are open to start asking questions. I mean, you're coming out here and telling everybody, if you're not funding my lifestyle, you have no right to ask me nothing about nothing. Ironically, in the same sentence, we could say, hey, you know what, Queen? If you're not paying for my silence, you don't have the right to tell me to shut up. I'll ask any questions I want. Sister, if you haven't noticed it, what you're saying is kind of the equivalent of this gorilla putting out the videos I put out and demanding no one ever question my point of view. Who is this gorilla say such a thing? Of course questioning my point of view. I put it out there. It's open to be debated. In fact, I prefer it that way.
These child-free people saying, this is why I'll never have kids. These bitter, ugly, fat men, they are crazy. And respectfully, you gotta build a backbone. Like, you can't let these people have anything crazy to say to you, because at the end of the day, why would you want someone in your life who thinks of you that way? And I can guarantee you, half of these people who be on the internet saying some like that, I guarantee you they are broke, they are in debt, they are overweight, they ain't got nobody, they single, and they are bitter and miserable. The real single moms that are out here and single dads putting in that work, raising their kids, they are hustling and grinding to make a life for themselves. They are a lot better candidates on the market than these single people. I'm telling you that now. And even if they aren't, at the end of the day, like, why do you care so much? Just go on about your day and don't get you a single mom. Like, go get you who you want. But I can promise you this. Don't you ever come to my page asking me anything about my son, about me, about whoever, because you will respectfully get told the off.
Whoa, you really can't make this up. Did this XXL size queen just refer to men as bitter, fat, ugly men? Sister, if you have a mirror, I suggest you look deep into it before you start throwing insults like that around. And then you throw around a generalization about all the men saying that they're broke, they're single, they're overweight, and they're in debt. Is it me, or did that sound like reflection a bit? I'm sorry, but you don't seem like you're rolling in dough. You definitely aren't thin. Looks department, it's too easy to give you like a 1.1 out of 10. But this shows that women always say that they want honesty from men, but they can't handle it. It's called constructive criticism. It's pointing out things that you're doing wrong, that you think you're doing right, in order for you to better yourself. But it doesn't seem like this queen understands that, because I guess every time someone tells her that she's doing something wrong, she just gets another Big Mac to make herself feel better. But it's ironic that she mentions single dads that are better candidates than most of these men out here. And amazingly, there's been more than one video from these single mothers on TikTok setting up the double standards, saying very clearly that they will never date a single father. In other words, queens like this would say to men, you gotta accept the whole package with the kids and all that, but you would never even entertain a man who's the whole package. My only question is, why don't you put weight limits on those packages?
Now that's a lot of damage!
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.